Welcome to the Smart Influencer Podcast. I'm Christina.
And I'm Corinne.
And together we help digital entrepreneurs streamline their businesses, maximize revenue, and finally feel in control of their time.
Every week, we share tried and true strategies, proven systems, and expert interviews to help you grow your influence and income without the burnout. So if you're ready to get smarter about how you run your business, you're in the right place.
Now, before we dive in, if you love what you hear, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you find today's conversation helpful, share it with a friend who could use it too.
So today we are talking with Lisa Ascolese from Inventing A to Z. And I know we said this a couple of times. AOE, is that correct, Lisa?
That's a conference name. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're going to be talking about really like mindset and how particularly as women that often holds us back from success. Lisa's got tremendous experience in a lot of areas, so we're going to be picking her brain about all sorts of things related to this, but she is a master at taking things from ideation all the way to the end and getting things out into the world to make us money in lots of different ways. So super excited to be talking with you, Lisa. Welcome to the show. Before we start picking your brain, can you take just a minute to tell our audience a little bit more about you and what you do?
Sure. My name is Lisa Ascolese, known as the Inventress.
Mm-hmm.
It's trademarked, by the way. So what I do is I help not only inventors, but entrepreneurs take their products, their businesses, ideas from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between the right way without leaving anything out. So my background is I'm an inventor. I invent products. I've been inventing since I'm 9 years old. But inventing doesn't just come with inventing tangible products. It comes with starting a business. You can't have a product without a business. So inventing products, getting them on national television from QVC to HSN, to helping people get on Shark Tank, prepping people with conversations, helping you network and understand how to market yourself successfully. So Inventing A to Z, again, encompasses everything I write. I'm an author for the first time over the last a year and a half, 2 books in a year.
Wow.
And hold women's conferences. But my favorite thing on earth is to see people succeed and win because we are all winners, especially as women. Mm-hmm. We need to all win by collaborating, connecting, and lifting each other up. As I say, 2 hands at a time. And watch my foot. Sometimes you got to use that foot. I did lift my foot. That's my whole mission statement. I had to do.
For those of you who are just listening, she just showed us her foot.
Yes.
Showed you my foot. Yes, showed you my foot. So that's what I do, product development since I'm 9 years old. My business, Inventing A to Z, and many other businesses where I can help other people, women in particular, to succeed.
So I have some questions specifically about that because very recently I joined a mastermind. It's a very high level mastermind. I still don't know why I'm in it, but a very notable thing is that not only are there a lot of 8-figure business owners there, but it is largely skewed male. We women are very underrepresented in that group, and the women all have the smaller businesses in that group. They're for the most part. So I think this really spoke to me because I think women, and it's not like the men aren't treating us poorly in that group. The men aren't proclaiming to be any smarter or any better. So we must be doing it to ourselves. Mm-hmm. So how is it? What is it that we're doing? Why are we holding ourselves back? And what should we be doing to pull ourselves out of that?
We need to stand up. We need to stand up more and collaborate more. Hence the reason I started AOE, the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs. There are so many women. I have a conference every year. I used to have them twice a year, but I have memberships where women gather together and one woman helps another woman and lifts another woman and lifts another woman. And that's really what it takes, is getting together, banding together, and doing more things collaboratively with women for women. Mm-hmm. And it really doesn't take a lot. If you went out your front door today and you shouted out to the ladies on your block and say, ladies, we're doing something for us today. Who wants to get involved? Who wants to lift each other up? I promise you, they'd all come running out saying, yes, I'm here. We need to do more of that, collaborate and lift women up and take them out of their shells. Historically, women hide and have put men in front because men have been the leaders of our homes, the leaders of our churches, the leaders of our country, etc. We got to stand up and pull each other up.
Mhm. I think that is one thing women do very well is back each other up, lift each other up. You don't see that as much in male dominated areas, like they're
Mm-hmm.
not working in their own silos. But I think as women, we are very open to helping each other and lifting them up. And while we may not be inventors, our audience is made up of creators. And I think
Yes.
creators, is the parallel between your line of business and where we're coming from. And I think even in that industry, we're all I mean, it blew my mind when I first entered this industry that how helpful everybody was.
So why
They
aren't
are.
we doing it more, Lisa? Like, why isn't that like, because naturally women, we do like community, we do like to interact with one another. So why aren't we seeing huge communities of very successful women in either of the areas we're talking about, either in the creator space or in the inventor space?
Fear, sometimes fear of reaching out. I don't care what you're doing. I'm hearing from very, very fearful women who are very successful. I promise you, shy behind the scenes. And I'm talking even some celebrities that I think should have bigger voices. Everybody's not as outgoing as you two, right? They're not as outgoing. People are not as outgoing, women in particular are not as outgoing.
Hmm.
So we need to keep speaking to those women, especially what you're doing as bloggers and influencers, remind them constantly that they are worthy to stand up and just come out, just be your authentic selves. And that's, I think, a big hindrance. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. People are not stepping into their own. They're not stepping into who they are, right?
Right.
And that holds them back. It's a fear of being yourself.
Yeah. I
And
think
I think women are afraid of getting into sometimes, this, afraid of getting into a room with other women because maybe they'll feel judged or in many instances, yes, feel judged.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of imposter syndrome too. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Like I put that kind of pressure on myself, both in my business and in my personal life. Like there's times
Hmm.
when I have that imposter syndrome that really weighs over me. And how many times have I reached out to you, Corinne? I'm like, help talk me through this because I think I'm being too hard on myself. And she has to talk me out of it.
And
Very
we hear
much
that
so.
that phrase is rampant in our industry.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
like as soon as you start to say imposter, like everyone's nodding because we all have it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Still, I was on a show, as I was mentioning to you earlier. I was on iHeartRadio yesterday, and they mentioned the things that I did. Billboard in Times Square, QEC, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because
Yeah.
even when I was doing it, I was like, oh, am I actually doing this? How did I get here? How did I actually do it?
Hmm.
And it's stepping through it, trying to remain humble as women, right? Because
Right.
that's what we're taught. You don't show off. That's a big thing too, ladies.
Hmm.
Don't show off and brag. What's social media? What's blogging? I think for a lot of women, old school and new school, it's really you're taught, don't show off.
Right.
Don't show off and don't brag. I think that's what it
Hmm.
is. And it was very, very hard for me too, to say me, talk about myself and share with the world what I was doing to help other people.
Right.
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 I have similar, like, I feel like that myself. I do segments on our local TV network. And if I'm out and about and somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh my gosh, I love seeing you," I'm like, I immediately, like, I want to melt into whatever surroundings are around me. If I'm out shopping, I want to like hide in the clothes rack. And it's like, yes, 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 you did. Can you please go away now? And
But
my,
how proud should you be? I mean,
I
you
know.
should be very, very proud of that. And it's not
Yeah.
always easy. You have to remind yourself of the great things that you've done and shared. You're sharing your experiences with other women, other people, and
And
it's
I
important.
do, like, they tell me because they're glad that I'm providing them with helpful information, ways that they can, solve their dinner time dilemmas. And I should be proud of that, but I'm more like, and I think it's exactly what you said. I don't want to feel boastful or bragging, like, yeah, that was me. Hello. Like, there's got to be a happy medium between that and between melting into my surroundings.
Yeah.
But I think when people know you, they know, right? I mean, I say that all day long and I go, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello, it's me, the inventress. Hello. And they're
Yeah,
like, I'm only kidding. I'm not really like that, but
that's true. Like, that's a good
but
way.
really, but teaching myself to be more, to be proud and stand up for the things I'm not for me. It's not for
Right.
me. It's to share with the whole world.
Mhm.
Well,
You know
and
what I
this
mean?
is one of the things that I think as women, it is one of our strengths because we do like to lift each other up. We do like to support one another. Like my favorite thing, or we're a little bit away from this because conferences have gone a different angle, but for many years, my favorite thing was to go to conferences with one of my very good friends in the
Mhm.
industry because we could talk each other up. Like if we were talking to brands, I could brag her up and down all day long because she wouldn't sing her own praises, but I knew how fabulous she was. And I could talk about her that way, but could not talk about myself that way. But then she
Yes,
was there. Like we love to do that for one another. I think we just maybe need to be better about seeking the opportunities to do it.
absolutely.
And
And they're out there.
Yeah.
yeah, and to feel comfortable doing it for ourselves,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, and letting each other know it's okay to do it.
Hmm.
Right.
Being on the show yesterday, I had one of my clients was with me on the podcast on the iHeartRadio, and she went brand new to a product, brand new to a business, and she was so afraid to talk about what she did in her business. I said the only way the world is going to know about it is if you share it.
Right.
Right.
That's the only way we're going to know. So I think, I'm grateful for you and what you do because this is it, the only way. Why aren't more of us doing it? Because this is new. It's still new.
Right.
It really is. What you're doing is new. What I'm doing as a woman, entrepreneur is new.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, like, I know from talking to influencers in our industry and our,
Hmm.
the people in our circles, like, we invite them to be on the podcast. We're like, come share, like, what you just shared with me, come share it on the podcast. Oh, I'm not an expert. I don't
Right.
know enough to be on a podcast and to talk for a whole podcast episode about it. And we're like, yes, you do.
Yes.
You do know enough and you are an expert in XYZ because you probably know more about whatever topic that is than half of the people do. And
And
I,
a lot of times, the people that are most reluctant to take us up on that, those are our most popular
yeah,
episodes. Because the
Yes,
things
yes.
people wanted to
yeah,
know about that, like this person had this like whole book of genius they didn't realize because it came easy to them.
right.
So, yeah.
Right. It was easy to talk about. That's what, when you're talking about yourself and your business, it's easy. It's
Yeah.
Right.
easy to do it. And that's exactly what I say to my clients, my inventors, my entrepreneurs. You're sharing about what you know. Share with the world. Speak about yourself. We're not asking you what's going on over in a third world country.
Right.
We're asking about you.
Right.
How are you the expert in your industry? And
So
how
on
can
that
you
topic, Lisa, of things that
yes,
people have done and talking
sure.
about expertise, your book, like I was very excited when you were
Yeah.
telling us a little bit about the book before we started the interview. I want to talk about your book. So why did you write the book? What's in the book? Can you give us some highlights, a little teaser?
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned, I've been inventing products since I was a little girl, developing products from concept to fruition, not even knowing I was inventing until somebody said to me, "You're inventing," like you said, having experts. So, my clients have said to me, "Please put this in writing. Just write it. Write a book for us to read." So, my book embodies everything from entrepreneurship, inventing entrepreneurship, how to start a business, how to run a business, how to promote yourself. And most importantly, I think the most important part of my book is the affirmations,
Mm.
the kindness, the how kind we need to be to ourselves, not being hard on ourselves through business. So after every chapter I wrote a positive affirmation. So
Mm.
10 affirmations, 10 chapters, and journaling. In the end of the book is journaling because it's important that we journal. And you could journal during thumbing through the book. It's 75 pages, very, very easy to read. The Inventress's Guide to Inventing the Right Way,
Did
All
you
or
say
Nothing, Knack.
75 pages?
75 pages. It's a very short
Everything you
book.
just talked about, you got into 75 pages?
75 pages. Look at this book.
Nice.
Look how thin it is, everybody. I did it on purpose.
Wow.
I
It's
did
not
it on
overwhelming.
purpose.
Right.
Very, very simple to read. I took my grandmother's saying, I can, I must, I will with God's help, right? First thing,
Mm,
faith,
I love
faith
that.
forward, by the way. Faith, 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 faith. This is all
I love
faith.
that picture of you too,
Thank
Lisa.
you. Thank you. That's what was on Times Square, billboard in Times Square.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah, I'm bragging about it, right? So so you'll see all positive affirmations throughout because it's important no matter what you do for a living, whether you're a blogger, influencer, inventor, entrepreneur. That's what embodies being all of those things, right? It teaches you, like you said earlier, Christina, not to be hard on yourself.
Hmm.
Take a moment, take a breath, take a breath, live your life, do your business, but live your life too.
Hmm.
Really important to pause. If you do not pause, you do not have the strength, the mental capacity to build your business successfully. You just don't.
Hmm.
So book talks about all about that and how to help and encourage, lift yourself up, and then journal along the way. Journal along the way.
I love
So
that.
all journaling along the way.
Huh.
I love
Lots of great insight. I'm touring, by the way. I'm in touring Barnes and Noble stores and all over New York, New Jersey, and everywhere.
You coming to Virginia?
Yeah, like if you come to
I
Pennsylvania.
I need to get out. I know. Well, we're talking. QVC and I are talking now. So that's in Westchester,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
Westchester.
And while I'm at it, I just want to share something else with you. I didn't tell you that I wrote another book. There's nothing you can't do. All in the same year. This is
Oh,
called My Favorite Book of Lullabies. Right.
Love it.
I decided to do it at the same time I was writing this book because while I was up and all wound up on about this book, I said I need to bring it down. I
Mm,
need to bring it down. So I sing songs to my children, my grandchildren, for my whole life. My granddaughter started singing the songs back to me that I sang to her. And hello, as an inventor, what do you do? Or as a business owner, what do you do? Make it into a book.
yeah. You
yeah.
start thinking about where's the opportunity there. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I so many things that you've said here have really resonated with me. And one of the things that I love is just, like we need to understand sometimes that most of us, many of us have built our business from nothing.
Yes.
Like it was nothing. And we went from nothing to what we have today. And, like by we, I mean me. I get very hard on myself sometimes, or, oh, I'm not meeting this objective or this goal or whatever. But then I actually have to physically tell myself and sit back and look at what you did accomplish. Like,
That's
look
right.
where you came from. And
Mhm.
it's truly remarkable when you sit and you give yourself a little bit of perspective that way, and you're like, wow, yeah, I did a lot.
Yeah.
That's where it's important. I say to journal your journey, and I write that in
Mhm.
my book. Journal your journey, no matter what it is, so
Hmm.
that you can look back and say, "Oh my gosh, I actually did all of these things. I actually," and just for your business, not
Right.
personal, just
Mhm.
for your business and what you're doing. How the date you started, I don't care what it is. If you started your domain, or you started a blog page, the day you did it, write it down
Hmm.
in a specific spot and keep on doing that. Try to. So I know it's not always easy, especially if you have family and business, and children, etc. But it's remarkable to go back and read, and you could say, "Wow, I did do this. I did do that." Imposter syndrome go
Yeah.
away because
Yes.
you did do it.
Yeah. And that's what I have to do sometimes to keep my imposter syndrome in check because it hits me. So when it hits me hard. And like I
Yeah.
really lose confidence. Corinne, I did it to her today. I'm like, I need to talk to you. I
Yeah.
need you to talk me off a ledge here. And it really it hits me hard. And you have to sit back and look at like, boy, I really came far. Like it was not, I always tell the story to like the students that I work with. My pivotal moment in my blog was when the day I went from making 4 cents in ad income. I listened to a training. This was back when Google Hangouts were a thing. I listened
Hmm.
to a training while I was driving back and forth to work on optimizing the ad. This is back when you had to place your own ads before ad networks. And I placed my own ads and optimizing that. And I went home and I made the changes and I was making 4 cents. I woke up the next day and I looked, I made $4. I went from 4 cents to $4 in a day. Crunch
Wow.
numbers, that's like what, like 1,000% increase.
Right.
And I'm like, I know I can do this now. Like
You
that
did
was
it.
it was $4 was my turning point. Four
Yeah.
My
stinking dollars.
gosh.
And like, but there's times like where I'm at now, I forget about that 4 cents to $4.
Never forget.
And I have to go back and force myself to look at that and know that like I did that. One simple change, one little tweak, I did that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Always looking back at your beginning and remembering the feeling. Really important thing I want to share with you.
Yeah.
Remember the feeling of that $4 day.
Hmm.
Okay. Take that with you on the days that you want to call Corinne, but still call Corinne.
Yeah.
And, let that help you monitor your imposter
Yeah.
syndrome, help you with it, because and feel that hooray moment always, every day. Try to feel that hooray moment, like, oh my gosh, hallelujah, hooray, whatever it is, because it was that day,
Yeah.
and you've only grown better from there. But celebrate, because
Hmm.
we could bypass that wonderfulness,
Yeah.
that
Right.
delicious feeling that we had in that moment.
Right. And
Go back to
it
that
gets lost in
wonderful.
all the things we aren't doing,
Yeah.
or how we're,
Yes,
the goals we didn't achieve.
we
It's so
didn't, right.
easy to let that negativity take over.
And have a whole hand holder. I mean, I
Mhm.
think it's really important that we have that person, that group that can hold your hand. And usually it is that one person, one or two people,
Yeah.
not a whole lot, right? That can lift you up and inspire you, that you can call in the middle of the night and say, I'm having a meltdown. Remind me the $4.
Yeah.
Right.
Remind me about the 40 cent, from the 40
Mhm.
cents to the $40. I
Mhm.
mean, $40, the $4. I'm speaking that $40
Yeah.
million. Yeah. So having that person remind you about that and where you started, and going back through that journal and saying, wow, this is where I was. I did this. I did all of these things.
Right.
I did it with my own brain, maybe some collaboration, but I did it. Never, when I was on the show yesterday, they asked me about secrets, right?
Right.
Never dismiss your creativity. Never think anything is too crazy.
Mm.
Ever. No thought is too crazy. No blog is too crazy. None of it. If it's too crazy, you'll tell each other, oh, you know what? That's a little crazy.
Right.
But seriously, we dismiss the most creative thoughts, no matter what you're doing in business, and minimize.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Be bigger. Like I also teach bigger. No glass ceiling. Forget the glass ceiling. Forget that. Forget, it's anything goes, especially today,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And anyway, so it's an impossible dream that has become possible for all of us,
Yeah.
especially women.
It's
Right.
funny you say that because like it's one thing I tell my son is in his sophomore year of college. I've been working with a ton of college interns, and one thing I always tell them is what you end up doing or your end goal may not even be invented yet. So don't
Mhm.
like box
Very
yourself
good.
in because what I'm doing was not invented when I
Right.
was in college. It wasn't even a thing. If somebody said you would make a living putting recipes on the internet, I'd be like, what's the internet? Like, like,
Sure.
like what is that? Like you're crazy. And
Yes.
and look at where we are now.
Well,
Look at where we
prompt
are.
engineers, like that's a legit profession now.
Yeah.
And like
What
there
is
was
it?
nothing to prompt 10 years ago.
You
So
said prompt
Prompt
engineers?
engineers, like
prompt, like for Chat GPT or like coming up with like prompts that actually like
produce.
people pay them. Like people pay for a prompt engineer or the prompts that an engineer puts together. Yeah. And that
Yeah.
didn't exist.
It's so bizarre when you take a step back and you're able to look at it objectively. And I know like a lot of people that are probably listening to us right now have had those ideas, right? And they're like, "Oh, I can't do that."
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, "Oh, nobody's going to want to buy into that." Or you tell, somebody in your household and they're like, "Oh, that's a silly idea," because they don't know your industry or where you're from.
Right.
And so how many ideas have gotten like shelved because of that? How many
Right.
great ideas that could really shake things up have gotten.
Hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And, one of the questions I was asked in this interview yesterday was, what makes people not move forward with their
Yeah.
inventions? And you just brought it up. It's usually people in your family will say, yeah, it's not a good idea. But how do they know? They don't have your passion.
Mhm.
They don't have your capability. I'm not minimizing anybody else, but they don't have your mindset. Everybody has their own brain, right?
Mhm.
So the people who say that's impossible can't see themselves ever doing anything beyond their own scope,
Mhm.
right? So
Yep.
it's those people in your own circle who will probably say you can't do it. Your friends at the bowling alley or wherever, movie theater, whoever you group with, right, may
Right.
say it's not for them. They may be in a corporate space and they're working a certain amount of hours, whatever it is.
Right.
Entrepreneurs never stop working. We have
Yeah.
unlimited amount of hours and time. But people who do not have your mindset, which is nobody, are so quick to say it can't be done.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
one of the most inspiring people I've heard talk on that is Jamie, the founder of It Cosmetics.
Yes.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
so she had done this, she probably did it in many places, but the time that I heard her, she was talking about like everywhere she turned people because she had skin issues and she wanted to
Yes.
cover it up. She developed this and everyone was like, no, like it's already full, like this industry is already congested. You're not going to make this. And she turned it into a $1 billion company, but she had to push that thing uphill for
That's right.
over a year. Like
Yeah.
she had so many people tell her not only that it wasn't possible, but there was a terrible idea.
Mhm.
And she was just so certain. And the thing that she said in that speech that I heard her give was she talked about how like everybody like you need to like if people aren't giving you what you need in your circle, you need to get them out of your circle.
That's right.
In the circumstances where you cannot, so like say it's your, a family member, someone that you cannot physically remove from your circle or you can't like get separate, you can turn down their microphone. And
That's
I
right.
have held on to that
That's
Love that.
right.
forever.
I'm writing that down.
Turn down their microphone. Like maybe you can't shut them up completely or you can't walk away from them, but you don't have to hear them at full volume. And I come back to that time and again.
I think that's going to warrant a post-it note spot on my computer.
And it's the truth. It is the truth. I put blinders on, and in my book, it's one of the affirmations. Go like this: put
Yeah.
blinders on.
Yeah.
You're focusing in on the people who are positive and can help you and give you positive feedback because you need to be lifted up. It's a very difficult thing
Yeah.
to start
Right.
a business and run it successfully and keep that engine going.
Mhm.
So, turning the volume down, yeah, but putting those blinders on, like a horse blinders, like this,
Right.
just walking straight ahead through it, walk through it and focus in on those people who are going to help lift you and inspire you. Everybody tells you it's a bad idea.
Right.
Everybody says no. Everybody says no. I bring products to QVC. It's always a no first. And it's like, okay, now really listen to what the product is.
Yeah.
Right.
Now really listen to what we're bringing to the world.
Right.
That's
Right.
an important piece. Shark Tank, look at that.
Mhm.
How many no's there are? They said no to the ring. Do you know
Right.
that? They turned down the ring.
Those are
And
my
hello,
favorite stories is when
Yeah.
you hear about the person that got like rejected by all of them and then had a super successful business
that's
anyway.
right.
Or
That's right.
when they get rejected by them, right? And you think they're going to be walking off the stage and then they say something and then one of them's like, well, let me rethink that because you just put a different spin on it. And sometimes it's not the idea, it's the way we're presenting the idea.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it might just need a little fine tuning, but I love that. Like I love to watch Shark Tank. I spent some time working in venture capital in a previous life. So like that, like,
Love it.
yeah, that makes me very excited. But when I'm watching, I love to see when they all say no, but then the inventor will say something and then they're like, huh. And then they're in an all-out war to like see who's going to get the product.
Right.
Like that
Which
makes
is also, I think, like an important lesson because if it spun at the last minute that way, sometimes it's just circumstance. So like all those no's might not even really like it might not mean anything.
yeah.
No means nothing.
Yeah.
It really doesn't mean a thing.
Hmm.
When I walk into a room at QVC, I always know there are going to be at least 5 to 6 people in that room.
Hmm.
And if there was I'm always happy that there are 5 to 6 people because you can convince at least one out of those 5 people, especially if you put a spin on the thing. I mean, I have many products on QVC, HSN, Shop HU of my own. And I remember my first product, I learned from my first product that it didn't have enough bells and whistles, right? I learned how to present. I said, okay, so I need to make sure when I go in, this product is appealing to everyone in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it hangs in the back, it hangs on the side, has a loop, it can wash your windows, it does all these things. So you need to present that same thing in many different ways, that so that the whole world can use it
Mm-hmm.
and see it in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
because it's
So,
going to appeal to somebody. You can't
question
please the
for
whole
you,
world, right?
Lisa. You can't please everyone. And
You
like
can't.
I hear you on the okay, we don't listen to all the negativity, like if we're certain about the thing, but also there has to be a grain of logic in here somewhere, right? Like so yes, not every idea is crazy, but some ideas are. Like how do we vet that? Right? Like how do you, if you're supposed to be putting blinders on and not listening to people that are naysaying, how do you how do you vet the bad ideas then?
I put a twist on the bad ideas.
Okay.
Honestly, I say to people as a disclaimer, I say, I'm never going to take your idea, your information, anything I feed you, any information, it's yours. I promise you. So if I say, take that thing, and I've had many, many ideas that I just knew would not be, not say, just say a QVC product or a Shark Tank or a retail
Mhm.
product, unless there was a twist on it. I mean, maybe Spencer's Gifts where it was really crazy and they just took anything bizarre.
Right.
But the general public was not going to take this idea,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it had a can opener that had wings and lit up or whatever it was. I would tone it down, recreate it, help them redesign it, and say that this is a more sellable product,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is a more sellable bio for you guys. Put your treatment together the same way you would do a product. Does it make sense? The same way you do, right? I'm sure you work with people, you're helping them put themselves out there the right way. I do the same thing with products. Let's tone this down. Let's spruce it up. Let's flip it around. Let's take a look at the demographic. Who's this going to sell to? And so I look at things objectively and I try to bring logic
Mm-hmm.
to the table as much as I possibly can. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense. But it makes sense to them, right?
Right. Well, you're
Right.
not selling a
So
product, right? You're solving a problem. So
you're solving a
you
problem.
have to have a problem to solve. So if the
Right. Right.
product or the item is not, if there's no problem to solve, like me, like hot dog flavored toothpaste, right? If that's not
Right.
going to solve somebody's problem,
I say to people, if your mom is the only one who likes it and you're okay with that, roll with it.
yeah. But I
She'll
mean,
buy a million.
we see that in our industry too, right? As people are creating digital because we create a lot of digital products
Right,
in
sure.
our
Okay.
line of business. And a lot of times, it's are we creating the product because we want to create it or we think it would be great, or do we have some data to back it up and know that the audience has a problem that we're trying to solve with this product and we're scratching their itch?
Right.
For sure. Absolutely. Is there a market for it? Is
Yeah.
there a market?
And it might
I mean,
just be a matter, I think what you had said, just a matter of taking the product you thought of and repackaging it a little bit to make
Right.
position it so it solves that
So
problem.
they understand that it's
Right.
solving their problem. Yeah.
right. And being sensitive, right? So being
Right.
sensitive to their mindset, because
Right.
they created this thing
Yeah. So
and you don't want to change what they have, but you want to, guide them and direct them in a way that
right.
really makes sense for the masses,
Right.
right?
Connect those dots between the product you've come up with and what the audience is looking for.
Right.
Exactly. It's so much fun.
I know, right?
It's a blast. I love it. I
Yeah,
love what you do,
I do too.
right?
I love when you can start digging into this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
so
It's
what
the
other
absolute.
lessons do you have with it? Like what are some other mindset issues you see with women in business?
I guess the biggest thing is confidence,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
not having confidence, not, just not being sure that they can take it to the next level, stopping, getting stuck, getting stuck where they are and not having support, right? It's the whole support thing.
Mhm.
Right.
I have a course called Ask 77 Get It Done, right? So it's called Ask 7-7. I love Matthew 7-7, right? I
Oh,
wear a
okay.
bracelet, Matthew 7-7, Ask, Seek, Knock. And in that 4-week program, I don't care what your business is, in 30 minutes, we will get something done big in your business.
Hmm.
But they have to share with me what bullet point, a few things. And in 4 weeks, it gets done.
Hmm.
So it's the stuck factor. So I unstick people.
Hmm.
I get you unstuck no matter what your business is. You're stuck, I'll unstick you. I've
Hmm.
been doing this for over 35 years. I can
So
unstick anybody.
So how like so for listeners that like maybe aren't inventors and like don't know how to get they're not stuck on that particular thing. If confidence is the problem, how do they become more confident? Like action steps. What do they need to work on? Who do they need to like seek out in their life? Like how if you're not confident, like as a mother of a teenager, like I fight this battle all the time. Like, how do we build your confidence? Like, because a lot of that's the act on them. But what is your advice to your
Uh,
clients where you see that's their problem?
Huge thing sounds it's I'm maybe making it sound very, very basic is mantra, right?
Hmm.
It's really important to have a mantra. Number 2, I'm going to show you the canvas that I show all of my clients every
Okay.
week. See this? It's a canvas. Write on your canvas what you want for yourself. In many instances, it's your business or whatever, but what do you want for yourself? How do you want to feel?
Hmm.
How do you want to be confident? Write your confidence on a canvas, right? Look in the mirror and say it to yourself. Say it, and I promise you it works. I am pretty. I am strong. I am rich. My grandmother used to say, I am rich. I am rich. I used to think my grandmother was rich. And my mother would say, Mama, don't say that. You're not rich. She goes, Yes, I am. I am rich. I'm rich in love. I'm rich in harmony. I'm rich in family.
Hmm.
Say it. The third thing is get that friend, get Corinne, get Christina, and hold hands and lift each other up and remind each other how beautiful you are, how strong you are. And you have to say this every day, not once. You don't
Right.
say it once and walk away. That doesn't work. And see this canvas? Put it in an irritating spot. Don't put it in your drawer. Put it on the mirror where it irritates you. Put it on the counter where you can't stand seeing things on the counter. I can't stand seeing things on my counter. Well, good. This will remind you, look at your canvas. Oh, I am strong. I am beautiful. I'm fun. I'm delightful. I'm full of love. I'm kind. I have gratitude.
Hmm.
Write it, repeat it, journal it, say it, spell it, say it over and over and over again.
So
That's really
hit
dropping
pause
the
right
bucket.
now on this podcast
Yes.
when you're listening to it in your car, doing laundry, whatever you're doing. Hit pause and say something awesome about yourself.
Christina, who was it? Was it Marriott
Right?
White? She had a hyphenate. Was that
Yeah.
her? The one with the similar thing.
Yeah.
She told us, and I remember both of us like we're on the Zoom interview and we're looking at each other like this seems really uncomfortable. She's like, go look in the mirror and tell
That's
yourself,
right.
I
Yeah.
am smart, I am beautiful, I am strong. I'm like, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do
You
that.
can do it. Because yes, you can. Do it. It's not easy. It's do it over and over again. It don't stop. Let it become a habit for you. And then it becomes simple. And when guess what? Stand up straight, back straight, don't slouch. All these things that your mother used to say to you. Don't slouch. Don't slouch. Put your heels on. Put your heels on, ladies. Okay? Put your heels on so you feel confident. When I teach people how to get ready for television and do commercials or whatever, and I don't care if we're in a room that you got to take your shoes off, wipe the bottom of your shoes and put your heels on and stand up, right? Stand up and speak with confidence.
Mm.
Let your shoes, let your heels be your confidence. They don't have to be red bottoms. They don't have to
Yeah.
be red bottoms. Just put on a pair of heels. The toe
Mm.
can be tight, just, it doesn't matter. But just stand up.
I love
Stand up, back straight, write down, look in the mirror, have your mantra, write on your canvas, and don't put it away. Have it out you know how we have all these different things on our walls,
Yeah.
these sayings that you kind of look at and walk by. Have your own. Have your own. What's yours?
And for those
What's
of you that are
yours?
just listening, Lisa is holding up literally a blank white canvas to make it your own. So you can imagine like what she's doing. If you're just listening and not watching on YouTube, she is holding up a blank white canvas.
And do not let anyone write on your canvas. No one writes on your canvas, okay? No one.
I love that.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to give you something else to take with you every day, you listeners. In the morning, when you start your day and you look in the mirror, and then you're going to go out and talk with people. The first thing you need to do, and I do this on my motivational Mondays that I have every Monday, I'm pushing my hair out of the way because I'm about to like take any weight off of my shoulders physically. Take weight off of your shoulders. Take any anxiety off of your shoulders. I ball it up and I kick it out because I say, it don't pay rent here. And yes, that was a West Indian accent. It
I
don't
love
pay
that.
rent here.
I
All
love
right.
that.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Smile,
Yeah.
be happy, be confident because when you're a woman, it's over. You got it all. You've got it all.
So, do you think one of the things that holds us back and that stops us from moving forward is that we're comfortable at where we are and we don't want to, upset that comfortableness? Like, yes, I would like to grow, but man, I'm really comfortable where I'm at. And I know if I try to grow, I'm going to be very uncomfortable for a while. Do you think that that is one of the factors? I tend to wonder that about myself sometimes.
Hugest. It's the biggest one. It's the biggest thing. I do things that are so uncomfortable for me. You don't even understand. And people think it's easy because it looks like it's easy. With what you do too, I'm sure. Many times when you're in front of a classroom, right?
Right.
It looks like it's easy and you're going, wow, this is really, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But you do it and you do it again and again. Yes. So step out. You have to step out of your comfort zone in order to grow. And then when you step out of that spot, it's amazing that you did it. Like, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did it. So you can do that thing again and again and bigger.
Yeah.
And take bigger steps. You took that baby step to do stand up in front of an audience of, I don't know, 1,000 people, whatever it is, or 500 or 200 or 30. And if you could do the 30, you could do 50, 1,000, 2,000 people and stand up and go, wow, I'm doing this. But you're talking to one person, right? And it resonates throughout those thousands of people in the audience. Yeah. So you got to get out of your own way, your own fearful way of, listen, we've got 5 minutes on this planet. That's all I have to say. We got 5 minutes on this planet. When are you going to become less fearful? You know what I mean?
True.
In that 1 minute left, do it now. Get out of your own way. God made you, and you have a purpose.
Yeah.
So yes, the fear factor is big. Success is very, very scary.
It's scary.
Suppose I become successful at this, then what happens?
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, and I think too, what I see a lot with women is women more so than men. So I don't mean to like cast it completely. Like I don't want to be completely sexist, but I feel like women more so than men are really reluctant to say anything that sounds selfish. So to say, I want to make more money, like that, like somehow that's, we're supposed to be ashamed of that. If we want to grow a business in our industry, it's because we want to serve more people. But men don't say, most men, again, I don't mean to.
Right, sure.
Right, like seem to be much more comfortable saying, I'm going to make like my goal is to make a lot of money and help people in the process. Like it's not like they don't want to help people, but the primary goal first is money. And we're like, I want to help as many people as possible and hopefully I'll make some money. Like it's almost like we're afraid to admit we want to get something out of it. Like there's something wrong with that. Why is that? Like why do we have that belief?
Again, it's that perpetual way of thinking from generations back. I mean, we were not the breadwinners from way back. And it just is, it stays with us. It's for generations. We have to break that stigma, get rid of it from our daughters, from my granddaughters. My granddaughter's over here, when she can't climb on the couch and she says, Grandmama, I can't do that. I go, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can climb. What did Grandmama say? Yes, I can. I can. But it's that mindset. It's that mindset, teaching, giving humility, but also it's a mindset that still we have a long way to go.
You know, it's
But
like
we have to do it with each other. Don't be afraid to ask for money.
Right.
I'm so good at it now, not always, talking about money. I can talk about money. Yes. Did you pay that invoice before we getting on this call? Yes, I paid. You know how hard that used to be for me? All these things, ask. A man has, and again, not to, do that, separate the man and women, but it's a
Right.
fact. You know, no problem. Did you pay me, man? A man will easily, did you pay that man? Did you? Women
Right.
are like, did you think you could think you could pay me now? You think
Yeah.
pay me?
it's true.
You're
Yeah.
it's the way we tippy toe light, and you learn it. You learn it after a while. It's very, very easy for me
Mhm.
now.
And
Yeah.
these are all practiced habits, right? It's not
It's
like you wake up one
practiced.
day and you're this
Right.
confident person who can take on the world and
Never.
all the money.
Right. You have one conversation with yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. And it's not in the magic.
Hold the
Abracadabra.
canvas. Just hold that canvas. Just go like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold the canvas on your arm.
Yeah.
Hold the canvas on your arm. Okay, that's right. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. It's not a magic pill, but you have
No,
to
it's
keep
not.
doing it. And I think the more you do, it's like, right, like the little engine that could. I think I
Yep.
can. I think I can. You just have to
Correct.
keep saying that. Like the other day, I was doing something and I don't know why, I was afraid to do something. And I literally said out loud, I felt so weird saying it out loud. I'm like, Chris, stop being scared and just do it. And I'm like, what is the worst thing that could possibly happen?
Correct.
And like,
Yes.
I just put my big girl pants on in that moment and I did it. And like, nothing came crashing down around me. And, like, but I actually,
Yes.
I couldn't believe I said it out loud in public to myself. Chris, just stop being scared and do it.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's a fact. The other thing I want to add to that is, you know, years ago I used to not do a video because I was like, "Oh, didn't get my hair done today. I can't do this video.
Mhm.
I didn't get my hair done." Or get on stage and I'm so concerned about what you wear. I'm not saying don't look nice, because you want to be confident. You
Yeah.
look good, because when you look good, you feel good for you though.
Right.
Nobody's really paying attention to your hair or what you're wearing. They're paying attention to your voice and the information that you're sharing. Nobody
Right.
cares. If you
Yeah.
realize that nobody cares, everybody's really kind of self-absorbed, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Everybody's looking at themselves. It's a very me society, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Nobody's looking at your hair or looking at your makeup or looking at this, unless you're going in on a fashion show. You're doing
Right.
a fashion show, or you're talking about makeup and skin and hair.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's the other thing too. We have to get over that. Get over anybody looking at you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look how they're looking at me. They're not looking at you. They're thinking about themselves. Nobody cares.
And
You know
or
what I
they're
mean?
looking at you going, "Oh my gosh, she's just like me." Like
Yep.
she doesn't wake up with her
Correct.
hair
Not
done and her full
it,
face of makeup on
that
and
too. Yes.
it's like, "Oh, she's just like me." Like I wake up like
They're,
that too.
Well,
they're looking at
a
you, but
food blogger.
they're listening to what
Yeah.
your information that you're sharing. You're the expert at what you do. So they want to hear what the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Mhm.
Well, and I'm always grateful when I see people like there was a food blogger that I used to watch, and she would just make her family dinner every night and she would like videotape it. So
Uh-huh.
so you could cook along with her and she'd show you. And I'm not kidding, like half the time or more. Like she was like, hair up in a bun up here. She probably didn't shower that day.
Yeah.
Like she's got no makeup on. She's in like some ratty t-shirt or whatever. She's comfortable. She works from home. And she's on there and she's not hiding herself. She's not trying to
Right.
do the pants. And I just remember thinking, like, I have so much respect for you because I'd be terrified to do this. And it was never a judgment. Like,
Yeah.
there was no negative judgment on her. Like, because I'm like, I know this is like, whatever. Like, you could do your hair and have makeup and you're going to be beautiful. Like, it's not like I'm
It
like, you're an
doesn't
ugly
matter.
person. I just had nothing but respect for the fact that she was so committed to serving her audience, because this is what she did, was she shared what she made for dinner, that she was showing up no matter whether she was going to take a hit to the ego if somebody said something cruel about it.
Who
Because she
cares?
didn't
It's
have those.
relatable.
Yeah.
She's relatable. It's
Yeah.
real. I said to my daughters, I have two daughters who have, well, I have a set of twins and a 3-year-old, a set of 18-month-old twins. And they go, "Oh my gosh, the house is a mess." I go, "It is what it is. It's it's going to be there tomorrow and the next day, but they'll only be there for a short time,
Yeah.
right? They'll only be where they are 3 and 18 months. This is it. It doesn't happen again. It doesn't happen again. Leave it. Move it out of the way so you're not stepping on anything and breaking your ankle.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And I've gotten better because I was one of those people who had to vacuum and windowsills and all that when my kids were growing up. It's ridiculous. But it doesn't matter. None of that matters. So just being who you are, being your authentic self, and sharing your information, which is what you ladies do and what I do. I mean, that's it. Just step outside. We talk about stepping out of your comfort zone. Or that was obviously very comfortable for this woman, or maybe it wasn't, Corinne.
And she made herself
she
do
just
it.
said, you know what? I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it.
Just shut up, Chris, and just do it. Don't be scared.
Just do it. Just do it, Chris. Just do it. Really, just.
We felt that, Corinne, right? Like with putting this show on YouTube, right? We were very hesitant, like, oh my gosh, we have to do our hair. We have like everything had to be this vision of perfect that we had. But I can say right now we are perfectly imperfect.
Well, and I hesitated because we finally got it live. Like, listeners, the YouTube channel is live, but I have not shared that yet with anyone because, like, there were only like 2 videos on it, and like so the little thumbnail, I'm like, oh my God, I can't watch these. I hate the way I look at them.
Just don't watch.
Yeah, like
just don't watch it.
Yeah,
it's too late. So can I tell you something? When my first time on QVC or whatever time it was, I wouldn't watch it. And I wouldn't watch it for 2 years. My first time, I didn't watch it. I said, I don't. And then once I put it was on VHS, right? Put it in the VHS tape. I went into the other room and I slowly walked in to see slowly. And I was like, ah.
Yeah. I don't like to listen to my own voice. So even when I'm editing my own videos and I'm watching it, I'm like, I cannot take any more of me. I just can't. I can't listen to more of me. I'm over it. I'm done. I don't like editing podcast episodes. But we're our own worst critics. I mean, we really
100%. But I think
like you said, Lisa, no one's actually paying attention. I don't think like like if they get there because they search for some sort of content, they're there because they want to hear what the topic was, not to critique whether we had perfect makeup that day or not.
We're not going out for the Emmy Awards, right? We're not going to win an Emmy. So it doesn't need to be.
We both have significant others. We're not trying to land any type of partner based on our appearance on the internet. So it's not my dating profile.
You may get that Emmy, though. You may get that Emmy. You may not be trying to get. But no, I feel like if we just helped each other to get out of our own way, you know, we could do it. So you're saying, why don't more women? Because we need more women to listen to your show and more women to realize that it's okay.
Right. It's okay. This is like the power of like masterminds and group coaching programs. When you're in this and you're surrounding yourself with those people who are cheering you on and making you, you know, brush those things off your shoulders and say those mantras, you know, like, and make you feel that way. I know in my personal life, like when I've surrounded myself with people like that, I definitely do bigger, badder, bolder things because I have that confidence and I'm willing to try.
Yes.
And somebody's holding me accountable. And if I don't, you know, hit that button, like they're going to be like, hit the button.
And even some things like just keeping your mindset right. Because in our mastermind, we noticed like there's a lot of doom and gloom in the groups and people were showing up, they were feeling very deflated and it's hard when everything starts to trend down. So we're like, okay, we're kicking off every week. You got to give us a win. Like what, because there's like you said, Lisa, there's always a win.
Yeah.
You're winning at something at every given moment. So.
Yeah, instead of looking at what didn't win or wasn't perfect, but you're learning from the imperfect thing that happened, or that maybe I shouldn't have said that last time as you're trying not to listen to your own podcast, right? But I'll never say that again. And you learn from these things for yourself, right? And you become better at whatever it is for you. But and like you said, Corinne, when they're looking for podcasts, they're not listening for mistakes,
right?
You know, they're not listening. If you watch the news, which we all watch the news, nobody's perfect anymore on the news. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Years ago, they must have saved a lot of money on editing because newscasters say anything, they go, "Whoop, I can't believe it. I can't believe I said that." That never happened years ago.
Right.
It was so perfect. They fumble, they mess up, and guess what? It's normal. Nobody
Right.
speaks perfectly all the time.
Mhm.
That's why I say I have no editing on my podcast. There's
Yeah.
no editing. We fumble. I stutter more than anybody. And it's life. It's who we are.
Yeah.
Just be your authentic self. Be like the lady who cooks for a family and has a messy house and whatever, because that's how we all
Right.
live.
Yep.
Well,
It's
my favorite thing anybody does that does video is when they do blooper reels.
Oh,
I
I
love a good
love it.
blooper reel. Those are always the best.
I, I told my video editor the one time, I'm like, I wish I had you make a blooper reel of because like I filmed a whole bunch of videos in 2 days, and my
Uh-huh.
son, we live on like 5.5 acres of land, so my son was cutting grass during those days. I'm like, I wish you
Oh
cut
my
bloopers
gosh.
of every time the kid went by on the tractor cutting the grass by the window because that's all I can focus on. But
That's the
I
best.
but I realize most people watching it are like, what is she doing with the pork? Not like the
Right.
kid going by on the tractor in the back window.
That's the best. That's the best.
But yeah,
It's
I
so
do love
good.
blooper reels. They're
It's Listen, look at when we started getting on Zoom.
hmm
The cool kids who ran in naked, husbands that were walking by naked in the background when
Yeah.
they're
So for those that are listening that weren't watching the Zoom, there were actually no naked people. Like maybe that'll help our YouTube ratings. There were no naked people shown on screen.
not today, right?
That's not this podcast.
I will say
Not
though,
this
every
podcast.
time I am on a Zoom for a podcast or whatever, either my husband or my son is walking by trying to make me have some sort of reaction. So if you see me making a face, it's probably because one of them is doing something obnoxious in front of me.
Funny.
That's the world I live in. Thank you very
That's what
much.
husbands and children are for. That's what they're for.
True.
This has been such an uplifting conversation. I mean, like, I think my cheeks hurt from laughing and
Yeah.
smiling so much. Like, I don't think I've smiled this much in a long time.
Good.
This has really been good. And those of you that listen, I'm not a woo-woo person. Like, that's not me, but I could see myself like saying these things in the morning just so I start my day off right. And you heard me say I talked to myself the other day on the street.
And I'm super woo-woo, so this was all up my
This is
alley.
way up
Oh,
Corinne's
good.
alley.
Yeah, like I've changed my like my password to get onto my computer each day. It's a positive affirmation. On my screensaver
I
is like
still
all
use the one
positive
from
things.
college.
What?
I still use the password from college.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
great.
then like my screensaver, I've got a rotating thing. They're all positive affirmations.
Oh,
Yeah, like spoiler alert, you won. And then like I've got one that's
oh,
girl boss and
No,
yeah, like yeah,
you are
I
you are right up Corinne's. You're barking up her tree
right
today.
up it. Yeah, I'm gonna just go change all my affirmations everywhere, working some new ones. Yeah, this is right up my
Still
alley. I
amazed you
love it.
change your password every day.
I'm going to read this to you. One of the affirmations I wrote in my book,
All
okay?
right, let's have it.
Step into your journey with blinders, with faith, and blinders on both sides, and don't be distracted by the noise. So that
I
was one of
love
the
it.
things we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be distracted by the noise, the naysayers, and all of the people who say you can't. Right? Write your dreams on your canvas. I just turned to this, by the way, and live them. They belong to you.
Mm.
Just ask. I can read this forever. You got to get off.
That's right
Yeah,
at my
I
alley.
love it.
I'm gonna have to
I
get
love it.
myself a
I
copy.
love.
But that is
So,
great. This is good advice. So if you were listening to this episode shaking your head, yes, like this is me. I need to do this. Like go do it.
yeah.
Don't let life take over and not do it. Like stop right now, take a few minutes for yourself and go do some of this stuff.
Lisa, do you
Absolutely.
have any, like, before we wrap it up, what's one or two big takeaways you hope everyone listening today leaves with?
Be inspired. Easier said than done, but be inspired and do the thing you want to do. Do it now. All or nothing, now or never. Do it right now, because now is the only time you have. We got 5 minutes, as I said, we got 5 minutes on this planet to live our best lives.
Yeah,
Do
what
it
are we
right
waiting
now.
for? Yeah, I love
Do it
it.
now. Do it now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, Inventress Lisa. And if you want to grab Lisa's book, we will include a link to that in the show notes, so you can certainly do that. It's packed with all the information you need and the affirmations you need to really implement everything she just talked about today. And why don't you remind everybody where they can find you online, Lisa?
Sure. My website is inventingatoz.com. I'm on every social media platform, Instagram, _Inventress. Lisa Ascolese the Inventress, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just look me up, Lisa Ascolese the Inventress, and you'll find me everywhere.
Excellent.
Awesome. All right, we will put all those links in the show notes. So if you were driving and couldn't jot that all down, you'll be able to find it. And we would love to hear from you, listeners. So tag us on Instagram at The Smart Influencer with your biggest takeaway from today, or drop us a DM and let us know how you're applying what you heard here.
And thank you for spending time with us today. We'll be back next week with another episode to help you grow smarter, work less, and earn more. See you then.